and welcome to your poetry terms test. I know, you really feel welcome to that. But it's going to be a little different today. So I'm going to read some poems, read the questions. You'll choose the answers, okay, and write the answers on your page. And then when you get on Schoology, all it'll say is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, all the way to number 10. And you'll just click the answers in there. Or match the answers, because it's a matching. All right. So I'm going to read you 3 poems, and the questions are going to come from those poems. 2 of the poems are 2 of my favorite poems in the world of poetry. And we're going to start with a poem by A.A. Milne. Those of you that know Winnie the Pooh, it's the author of Winnie the Pooh. And his poem is called Halfway Down. Halfway down the stairs is a stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. I'm not at the bottom, I'm not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop. Halfway up the stairs isn't up and it isn't down. It isn't in the nursery and it isn't in the town. And all sorts of funny thoughts run round my head. It isn't really anywhere, it's something else instead. So I want you to think about that. And we'll go with number 1. Number 1. A.A. Milne wrote Halfway Down. He is the blank of the poem. So A.A. Milne is the blank of the poem. Number 2, Halfway Down has rhyme and it has rhythm. It is a blank poem. Number 3. In stanza number 2, we see, it isn't in thee, it isn't in thee, it isn't in the nursery, it isn't in the town. So we see the writer write, it isn't in thee more than once on purpose. This is an example of All right, so moving on to our second poem, and our second poem is by Maya Angelou, and it's called Still I Rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moon and suns with the certainty of tides. Just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes? Shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You can shoot me with your words. You can cut me with your eyes. You can kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like air, I'll rise. So we see in that poem She writes, but still, like dust, I'll rise. And that's a comparison that uses like or as. And we call that a blank. Number 5, the hopes are springing high. So they're jumping. They're jumping high. So they're acting like people. If the hopes are acting like people, this is an example of blank. Next point. Peace is a nice warm day with a cold glass of yellow lemonade. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Feeling the warm sun on my back, rubbing my hands through the glistening green grass, listening to the birds singing a distance away. Quiet. Now, that's peace. So we start out the poem, number 6. We start out the poem, peace is a nice warm day. And that's a direct comparison. And if we have a direct comparison, that's an example of blank. Number 7, slurp, slurp, slurp. I can hear these words. They're sound words. And those are examples of blank. I see her write glistening green grass. And it's repeating that beginning sound, that g, g. That's an example of blank. This poem doesn't use rhyme. It doesn't use rhythm. That's an example of a blank poem. And number 10, the poet wrote this for her classmates to read. They are the poet's intended blank. Alrighty, guys. If you need to go back and listen to any of the questions, that's fine. Okay, go back and handle that. Okay, you can replay this as many times. When you have your 10 answers on your paper, go into Schoology, match them up. All right? All right, guys, take care. Good luck on your test.